All right, good morning, class. How is everybody this morning? After a good night's sleep, some sleeping for a couple of hours, some for more. I was given the kind of dubious honor to be the first speaker here. And I heard somebody saying last night that one instruction was to be yourself in this, over these 2 days. And I think that's a very good advice, because there is no kind of structure of how things should go forward and what we have as an end result. So I tried to be myself also with this presentation, so my apologies for that. A couple of words about me. I'm the director of the Design Museum in Helsinki, has been the director now for about 7 years. But I would not call myself a museum person. I'm not a historian, I'm not a designer. I don't know what I should call myself, because I have a kind of little bit of knowledge about history, a little bit of knowledge about design, a little bit about knowledge about business, and some other things. I'm a kind of a strange hybrid between different things. Some people have said that I'm a kind of a analytical and strategic thinker. I don't know. Myself, I think I'm usually quite impulsive and also intuitive with my decisions. And so you can be happy that you don't only have to take me for 2 days and you're not working for me. But I also created my presentation on an impulse. I kind of have a love and hate relationship with design. I love design and designers. I love the impact of design. But then I also hate design and designers, because I see so many lost opportunities and possibilities with design, what design could do. And recently I've found myself that when I'm going to work in the morning, I usually listen to my headphones, and I have different playlists depending on what kind of day I'm expecting. And if I have a day where there's kind of issues where I need to be delicate and kind of negotiate in a very peaceful way, then I listen to a more peaceful music. I have a day where there's meetings where I need to be tough and, you know, make my point, then I have a little bit different music. And this morning I tried different musics. I tried Eminem's Lose Yourself, you know, your traditional kind of classic presentation music. Didn't work that well. I tried AC/DC's Highway to Hell, didn't work either. But then I tried AC/DC's War Machine, and that worked well. So that's kind of my take from my presentation. I was supposed to talk about the Nordic Society Design for Social Well-being and Preventive Peacemaking, and kind of the Nordic Welfare Society. I'll say a couple of words about that, but not too much. It's not a very long presentation. It's more of a kind of a dialogue. And I hope at the end you will disagree with me, and hopefully over the 2 days you will prove me wrong. Because I see some issues that really need to be tackled if we want to talk about design and peace and the impact of design in society in general. So first I'll talk a little bit about the Nordic Welfare Society, kind of only the key points, then about the role of design, and then I have one case example, and then talk a little bit about design for equality, and then about the big questions that we have in society, and then if the design is the key or not. So the Nordic Welfare Society, you know, it's based on equality, good living environment for all, high-level education, free education for all, equal social welfare system for everybody, and taxes. You know, we Finns, over the polls, we found that we're happy to pay taxes because we get good service with those taxes and from the kind of services that the state offers. And the idea is that everybody chips in. There's no choices that you can make through donations to charitable organizations or museums, etc., and you can choose what you spend your tax money on, so to speak. And I think that's a kind of a important aspect. I'm not sure if it's the best way, but that's how it works in Finland. And everyone has the same rights and all the same possibilities and the same opportunities. At least that's the basic idea. That's the basic value and ideal of a Nordic Welfare Society. And those who need assistance, whether it's financial, health, or other ways, are helped. We take care of each other. Those are the very basic core ideas that we have in the Nordic Welfare Society. And then, if we think how the Nordic welfare society was constructed and how it works and how it also works for the next century, then we come to questions that are not so easy to tackle, but I think those are questions that need to be tackled because societies are changing in a very, very rapid pace, as we all know, and the societies will not go back to what they were. We need to find new ways of kind of tackling these issues. And one note also, when I talk about design here, I talk about design in a very general way, and I think I also, as in English language, architecture, is part of the design sphere or the umbrella of design, so I'm talking also about the whole built environment as such, or as well. So, what about the role of design in Nordic society? We are often very proud to say that design and architecture are the key elements or the building blocks of the Nordic welfare society, especially in Finland, and those have been the ones that have really manifested how the Nordic welfare society works. But I believe, or I argue here, you need to prove me wrong, design has not and is not the driver. Design is a way of constructing and manifesting the ideals and values of the Nordic model. Design and architecture are not in the heart. They are just tools. Design has not been, and it's not the solution to the problem. Design is the tool for solving practicalities related to the problem. The problem solvers have always been somewhere else, and they still are. If we think about the welfare society, it's the general idea of what a society should offer to its citizens. Where does design come into that? I think that's a very good question. Different people have different answers to that question. But in my view, it's not at the heart. It's just a tool to make those ideals reality. I have one case example. If we think about the maternity package, that's at the very core of the Finnish welfare system, and since 1938, it was first given to low-income parents, and then from 1949 onwards, it was given to all parents who are expecting a child. And the maternity package is a cardboard box which has all the basic necessities that you need when you're expecting a child and having a child. It gives you a little bit of information, it gives you clothes, it gives you diapers, it gives you hairbrush, it gives something for the parents, it gives condoms and things like that. So it gives you the basic tools that you need when you're expecting a child so that you can survive with the child, and the child actually survives with you, most likely. And you actually have a choice. You always had a choice that you can either have money or you can have the box. This year it's either 170 euros that you get or you get the box. And 95% choose the box. So it's not because of the things you have in the box, but it is the added value that the box gives. And of course the box, it's integrated into our welfare system. And when it was created, in the 1930s, design thinking did not exist. So what was the role of design in creating the maternity package? We could argue, and we argue at the museum, I also argue when I have international guests, that the maternity package is a perfect example of showing what design thinking is and should be. It's about the added value of how you can create value and service to citizens that's equal for everybody, and you're really gonna have a societal impact as well. But the truth is, it has nothing to do with design. It was not created with design thinking. It was just created from the idea that the society and the state should offer same service to everybody, and let's see how we can do that. We could argue that it was design thinking before design thinking, but I would say it was clever thinking in general. So when we talk about design thinking and the value of design, and how design can have an impact, whether it's design with peace or society, we really need to think about what we are talking about. Are we bringing any kind of added value when we put the word design into it? Or are we just talking about clever thinking in general? And if we talk about equality in society, what is the role of design in equality? And will equality help social pressure and act as a preventive peacemaking tool? And the important question, I think, is that I found asking in many different points, whether it's talking in China about Nordic design and welfare society and role of design, is who should designers talk with? Who should designers work with? What are the issues that have been tackled, and where are the decisions being made? And are designers part of it or not? I see that in society, those decisions have been made somewhere else, and I think even today, those decisions are made even more remotely from architects and designers. Designers and architects have become consultants. They come in at a certain point and they bring user-oriented experience and thinking into the process, but they're not at the heart, they're at the outer circle. And if we want to make design a bigger tool, use all the advantages of design thinking and all the power that design can offer, we really need to think about who do we talk with and who do we work with, because otherwise we're just having small impacts here and there. We're not making a bigger difference. You know, we have the big questions, which I think are very important when we talk about peace. Peace is not just solving different kind of situations where there is disagreement. But we have to talk about the digital and automation and that revolution that we have. We have to talk about artificial intelligence. We have to talk about environment, the social inclusion and equality, future work, and well-being in general. These are the wicked questions that we have in society. And all of these questions need to be solved. Because if we think about, for example, the Nordic welfare society and the idea that we have an equal society for everybody where there are same opportunities and possibilities for everybody, at the moment all of us and designers, we are creating a world where we have those who have and those who don't have. And that polarization is getting bigger and bigger. And when we talk about artificial intelligence and automation, some people have it. Some people have the resources to use that and understand that better. And then we have people who don't. And how do we make so that everybody has the same possibilities? We need to kind of reinvent the Nordic welfare society and think about these issues, how we can integrate them. When the Nordic welfare society was created in the kind of first parts of the 20th century, then it was easier. It was our built environment. But now we're talking about the built environment, we're talking about the digital environment, the virtual environment, and the artificial intelligence environment. And those are all interlocked. So is the design the key? I have no idea. I hope that after these 2 days, I'll have something to write here other than lorem ipsum, because I have no idea how design get out of the bubble. Because now designers and architects, you know, we're talking a lot about, yes, design can make a difference here. Yes, with design we can do this and this and this, but we're still living in the bubble. We're not talking to the right people, and we're not making the decisions, or we're not part of the decision making. We are just small players in a very big game. And my question to all of you is, and to myself as well, what can design's role be? Should it have a role? Or should we just be happy where we are? What can design offer for the next generation in a larger scale? Not just in peace, but in society in general. So, thank you. That was my question, and I hope that, like said at the beginning, I hope you disagree with me, and I hope you prove me wrong, and I look forward to good discussion for the next few days. Thanks.